Well, everyone, we're back from Hungary, and it was a long drive, but we got back late last night, and you probably can tell I'm knackered, a bit wrecked, but what an experience! What a place! What a magnificent match that the masters, veterans, and disabled are now. What a just unbelievable week! I can't express how good it was and how it's grown and how it's gonna grow and how it's gonna get bigger and better. And if you are over 55 now and you want to gather some international fishing, you've got to look at this. It's honestly, it was unbelievable. One of the best ones that I've ever been to. Certainly the best venue I've ever been to regarding an international match. The best venue. And you can imagine how many venues that I fished. And it were just outstanding. But we didn't get it right. We didn't quite get it right, and probably a little bit of experience probably cost us, because it's what it is. You know, we don't do that type of fishing, but you know that's not an excuse. We didn't get it right. It's we didn't get his tactics right, and it's one of them venues. Probably I'm not so sure I've ever said this before, that I wish I knew what I knew now and could start now. I wish today was day one, knowing what I knew now, because, and I'm sure other people think the same, I'm sure other people will say exactly the same, but I really wish I could start it now, knowing what I know now. Because we decided, we've got 4 days training. There's 4 anglers in a team, so you get A, B, C, D, and you fish one of each of those sections on the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that's what you do training. So you just got to work it out in 4 days. It's not easy in 4 days, especially on a venue you've not fished before. And although some lads have been over and they'd had a look at it and everything, so when you set up box, it's a lot different. Things change, and it did fish different than a match a couple of weeks ago. But anyway, we decided with plan what we would do. We would honestly. You've never seen as much corn in your life. When I said to you, we put 16 tins, big tins in, like 6 litres of corn in 4 hours. Every team did that. Every team, and more. Some teams had 15 and 16 litres of corn. You cannot believe how much corn went in. I've never seen it like it. It was absolutely incredible. You were just feeding all the time. And if you didn't feed, you didn't catch out. Strangest place I've ever been to. But wow, what a place. But there were also all these carassios. And these carassios have got bigger from a few weeks ago. So what we decided to do, our plan basically was to try and catch carp at start. And while you feed your carassio line, that was probably 2 plus 2, probably 5-6 metres. You're looking for about 5 foot of water. Now we're at 11.5 metre limit, and I think one mistake we made, because of the wind, we fished at 10 and we took a section off so we could fish it better. That was a mistake. We should have fished it at 11. That's what we should have done, and fished 11 and 11.5 and made it work. That was one mistake that we made, because people were feeding out there, the carp didn't come in, and we didn't catch enough carp in the first hour and a half. But what we did do, we started catching fish on the carassio line. So what we did, we didn't have one plan, we had 2 plans. First hour and a half, try and catch a carp, and then maybe last half hour when the carp fed again. Then in between, catch as many fish as you can on the short line, on the carassio line. And so my match on Saturday, I drew in B section, B13. I drew next to the great John Deske, and we'll go back a few years, me and John, because that's one of the beauties of the competition, is that you see your old mates who I used to fish with in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. You see quite a lot of them again, and I love that mixing it. Don't get me wrong, we still want to smash each other up, but it's still very competitive, even though we're probably off the bank, we're probably a lot more, we get on a lot better, we're a bit more jolly, probably got a bit older, but on the bank, trust me, it's to the death. And so what we did basically, I started off and I got a couple of carp, and then I went to my carassio line and I was doing really well. And we were a really good fish match. And Rob Hewson, who I thank very much for running my section both days, who was a proper top bloke. He kept coming down talking to me. And it was obvious I was doing all right. I were in sort of top 6 or 7. Wasn't going to beat the Bulgarians, but I was doing all right. And then with 20 minutes to go, I made a mistake. And he thought I were a little bit behind, and we spoke about it. I said, no problem, I'll go catch us a carp. I went out, I didn't catch one. Caught 5 or 6 crassios, and I finished up 8th. And I had 16,450, and there were a Descared 17,050, and there were 2 17,100s. So if I hadn't gone, I would have had probably 15 fish, and I'd have beat them. I'd have finished 5th each section instead of 8th. And 5th each section, it wasn't too bad really. So I come away really disappointed with myself. I made a bad decision. I made, but it's easy. If I'd got a carp, it would have been the right decision. It's what it is. These are the things that you actually need to make. And rest at lads, it didn't seem to. We couldn't make it work. We didn't do well. We had 40 points, and we didn't quite get it. We didn't get the actual working out where to change and everything, and that were down to on the day. And then on Sunday, we changed it a bit. Went a bit more attacking with the carp on the carp line. And again, it was blowing again. It was really windy. It was hard to hold the pole. And again, everybody went long, filled it in. I've never seen as much corn in my life go in. And I made a mistake. I stayed short and I shouldn't have done. But I caught a couple of little carp and then I just had a bad match. I just couldn't do it right. Everything I touched went wrong. I come on my crassio line, caught a few. But mistake I made, I hadn't put any joker in that line, and we spoke about it at the meeting night before, and everybody was convinced we had to put this joker in, and other teams were putting it in. So I put joker in, and it made a mess of my peg. I was foul looking them, I was losing them, I couldn't get them out, and I had a bit of a mare, to be honest with you. I didn't fish a good match, and I finished up 12th really, and I only had 11 kilos from my worst weight all week by a long way. I think lowest weight I'd had all week was 14 kilo. So I was a lot disappointed with myself. I'm a bit embarrassed really in the way that I fished that second day. I know when you think you're out, you push it a bit and you do it a bit worse. But I didn't fish a good match, and because I put this joker in, I think it just made the fish go loopy. I didn't think I needed to put it in, but we felt at meeting that we had to get more crassios in as peg. And I finished up, there's a fish like a silver carp, and they go from £5 to, I don't know, massive. And they don't count, but they come in your peg, and you know they're a peg. And on that day I've hooked one, and I've got it in 20 seconds. It was £10, and I had to put it back. You have to put it back. I could have hit it. I was gutted because I thought I was playing a great big bream, because they don't fight till they get it net. And I'm saying to Rob, this is a cat, this is a bream, this come up, I netted it, and I was like, and it jumped out at net, and I pulled it back again, and I got it in my net, and I unhooked it, put it back. And we actually nicknamed Lost a Lots, and because you lose a lot, basically. That sums it up perfectly. Not something we don't see in this country, but years ago, there's been places where they've gone, and they come in if they don't feed, they don't take your bait. And you usually foul up. We now foul up that one. But they come in your peg and they mess your peg up. And I just had a horrible mare of a match. Foul looking fish, and they were coming off. And I hadn't had a match like that all week. And I'm absolutely sure it was because I put joker in. I don't know, but that's how it goes. So a bit disappointed really. And we finished up 11th, which we're not happy with that. We're not happy with 11th. And but we didn't quite get it right. We didn't get balance right. And like I said to you, it's one of them matches I wish I could start now, knowing what I know now, because we'll get a medal. 100% we'd get a medal. Now I know you can say other teams are going to do that, but we would, because 58 points got a medal. 58 points, and we had 80, and we fished crap. We were rubbish. We just didn't get out going. It didn't make it happen. And if you would have said to me before it started, 58 points will get you a medal, I'll say, oh, well, we'll certainly get a medal. So I think there were an opportunity there if we just got it right, got his balance a bit right. But one thing I've got to say, well done Bulgaria. Wow, they blew it apart. They were, magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. That were Ben, that is Miss Me, can you tell? Sorry. They were, I mean, they were just outstanding, like absolutely brilliant. They got like 20 odd points, they just took it apart. I think they fed like 16 litres of corn or something like that. I mean, it were like raining in and they just made a noise, brought every fishing area, brought fish in, and they were outstanding. So fair play to Bulgaria. Well done, lads. And the best team won by a million miles, which is what you want in a World Championship. That's what you want. So what I've got to say is, well done Bulgaria, well done France and Italy for winning a medal. But I think there a medal there personally. But that's how it goes. Didn't have a great match myself, but the venue were the best I've ever been to. The organisation were outstanding. The whole thing was unbelievable. It was just great. And it was great to see a Masters team, a Vets team, a disabled team all there at the banquet on Sunday night, and the Vets got a bronze, which were at least somebody went home with something. So well done. And my travelling partner Harry Billing, he was so unlucky. He'd lost a £3 carpet net. That's cost him being world champion in Vets. So he'll be a bit. He says he's all right, but I know he's. I know I wouldn't be anyway. But I know I wouldn't be. But he were best hanging up bank. He were awesome, really good, and it's a pleasure travelling with him. So thanks, Harry. And I'd just like to thank Joe Roberts for picking me and all lads, Matt, and Rob and Mick, Billy, Matt. Oh, I forgot somebody else. Mark Harper. Thanks very much for all your help all week, and we've had a great week together. And it's been. I forgot somebody. I forgot other one anyway. I can't remember. I'll remember it before this is end. So, thanks very much, lads. We've had a great week together and really enjoyed it. And so, all I'm going to say is I think that's my last one for the Masters. I think that I'm 68 next year, and I think I'm going to try and move up to Masters. Up to the Vets. Bob's retired now, so there's a place going. So what I'll contact Joe, and I'll go to trial, and hopefully I'll have a good trial and get that extra place, because they've got a great team. You know, we Harry, Mark, Steve, and Roger. They've got a nice balance set up now. So there's one place going. So I think I'll have a word with management and probably go to trial and try and get in that. And because I still want to do it. I was a bit disappointed at weekend, and I thought, oh, it's hard work and everything, but there's no better, honestly. There's no better than putting that on and fishing. But when you have a bad match, you're disappointed and you think, oh, I don't want to put myself through all that again. But I do. I do. There's something wrong with me, I know, but it's just the best feeling. And I honestly think that match that weekend was one of the best World Championships I've ever been on, ever. Regarding the whole thing, regarding the fishing, the way it was run. It was run magnificently. The setup with the lads, digs weren't sparkling, but they were all right, but we can put up with that. As long as the bed for us to sleep in, we're quite happy. But it was awesome. Really enjoyed it. It were, like I said, probably the best one I've ever been on. So next year, if I get selected, like I said, I'll go to a trial, and if I get selected, it's in France, and it's on the Mosella. I'm led to believe, which is a slow-moving river, and it's full of these little bullhead, like bullhead fish, I think, which there's quite a lot in Europe now, and bream. And I can remember I think Dickie Carroll was manager of the Vets team. I'm sure he fished a World Champs in 1978, his first World Champs in 1978, but in Luxembourg on the River Mosella. And hopefully I get selected for that. I have a good trial and get in. And then we'll start getting ready now. Have a couple of days off, get myself sorted out, and get ready for the September, when it's the Masters feeder, and in Merida in Spain, and absolutely can't wait. That is another great venue, a bit like the one we've just been on, and it's another one very similar. What I mean by that is great place, great fishing, massive water, like a crack, half a mile wide, and great place. So that'll be something to look forward to. But to be honest, we're recapping on what we've just had at weekend. Like I said, really disappointed with myself, really disappointed with my own, especially second day. I thought I fished a good match first day. I think I was just a bit unlucky where I made one mistake late on. I shouldn't have gone long, I should have stopped short. But it's easy after, isn't it? You're trying to, what you're doing, you're catching an odd carp and little crassios. You're not even sure what you've got in your net. It's almost like a feeling what you've got. And we felt we were just behind and we were probably level at that time. And I thought if I get a carp, I'll make sure, and I didn't get one. And it was right to do, because that's the best time to get your carp. And then Sunday, I just had an horrible match. Just one of them days. Just what it just happens. But it didn't cost us out. It wouldn't have helped. But personally, I still feel a bit embarrassed about it, because I just couldn't do all right. Every fish I hooked kept coming off, and I had lost a fish all week. It's crackers, isn't it? How it just works sometimes. But what a place, what a venue. But one thing I'm really proud of is how many people have contacted me and said, good luck, well done, we're rooting for you. And I'm really proud of that, and thank you very much. I can't tell you how much it means to me. I mean, just thousands and thousands and thousands of you have contacted me on Facebook and things like that. So my point is, you are interested in fishing, you are interested in the England and international setup. What we've got to do is give you more information, and that's what I've tried to do that this week and last week, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And certainly when I go to Merida in September, I'll be doing exactly the same. So thanks very much for your support. It means the world to me, and I'm sorry we couldn't bring it home. That's how it goes. But come on, England. Thanks everyone.